me ask you something. How many of you are tired of waiting for change? How many of you have told yourself, next week, next month, next year, I'll finally take action? Stop. Change doesn't take years. It happens in a moment. The moment you decide to take control, the moment you commit with absolute certainty, that is when your life transforms. In just 1 week, 5 simple habits rewire my mind, my energy, and my results forever. And if you apply them with total focus, they'll do the same for you. Who's ready to take massive action right now? When people talk about changing their lives, they often think it requires years of effort, trial and error, and endless waiting for the right moment. But the truth is, transformation happens the moment you decide to take massive action. It's not about slow, gradual shifts. It's about making a firm decision to change and backing it up with immediate, powerful action. Most people fail to see change in their lives, not because they lack potential, but because they don't fully commit. They dip their toes in, hoping for progress, but never dive in with absolute certainty. The difference between those who create extraordinary results and those who stay stuck is this. The ones who succeed act as if their lives depend on it. They don't wait, they don't hesitate, they move forward with intensity. Imagine you're standing on the edge of a cliff, about to jump into the water below. If you hesitate, fear takes over. Your mind starts racing with doubts, but if you just leap, if you commit without looking back, you break through that hesitation, and in that moment, you're free. That's what massive action does. It eliminates the space for doubt, fear, and procrastination. Now, when I say massive action, I don't mean overwhelming yourself with 100 different tasks. It's about identifying the few key habits that will create the biggest impact and implementing them with total focus and intensity. In just 1 week, you can rewire your brain, increase your energy, and build unstoppable momentum. But only if you go all in. Think about a rocket launching into space. The most energy is required in the first few moments of liftoff. If the rocket doesn't generate enough thrust in the beginning, it never escapes gravity. But once it breaks through, momentum carries it the rest of the way. Your life works the same way. If you put in full effort from day one, you create a force that keeps you moving forward. One of the biggest reasons people don't take massive action is because they let perfectionism get in the way. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. But waiting for perfection is the fastest way to stay stuck. Action creates clarity. The more you move, the more you learn. The more you learn, the faster you adapt. The key is to make a decision right now, not later, not tomorrow, this very second. What's one habit that if you committed to it fully would completely change your life? Maybe it's waking up early and taking control of your mornings. Maybe it's cutting out distractions and reclaiming your focus. Whatever it is, act on it with full intensity. No half measures. No hesitation. Most importantly, don't just do it once. Stack your wins. Every day you take massive action, you reinforce a new identity. You stop being the person who wants change and become the person who creates change. And when you embrace this mindset, nothing can stop you. Most people think success is about external strategies, finding the right methods, getting the best information, or waiting for the perfect circumstances. But the reality is, success is 80% psychology and only 20% mechanics. You can have all the strategies in the world, but if your mindset is working against you, you will never follow through. On the other hand, if you develop a mindset that is wired for growth, resilience, and confidence, you will find a way to make things happen no matter what obstacles stand in your way. The problem is that most people operate with a mindset that limits them. They've been conditioned by their past, by their fears, and by the beliefs of those around them. They tell themselves stories like, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough time, or I'll start when I'm ready. But these are just excuses that keep them stuck in the same patterns year after year. The truth is, your life changes the moment you decide to rewrite your story. The moment you stop identifying as someone who struggles and start seeing yourself as someone who takes charge, everything shifts. One of the biggest mindset shifts you must make is to move from scarcity to abundance. Most people go through life believing that opportunities are limited, that success is only for a select few, or that they are not worthy of the life they want. But that's a lie. There is unlimited potential inside you, and the only thing stopping you from tapping into it is the way you think. Instead of saying, I don't have enough time, say, I will make time. Instead of saying I'm not ready, say I'll figure it out as I go. This simple shift in language rewires your brain and changes the way you take action. Another powerful shift is moving from problems to solutions. Most people focus all their energy on what's wrong in their lives, what's missing, what's broken, what's holding them back. But what you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, you create more problems. If you focus on solutions, you create progress. The most successful people in the world don't waste time complaining or dwelling on setbacks. They immediately ask, what's the next step? What can I do right now to move forward? This habit alone can transform your life in ways you can't imagine. And then there's the shift from fear to power. Fear is what keeps people from taking action. It's what stops them from making bold moves, trying new things, or stepping into their full potential. But here's the truth. Fear will never go away. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people feel fear, but take action anyway. They understand that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite fear. Every time you push through fear, you strengthen your confidence and build unstoppable momentum. So how do you shift your mindset at the deepest level? You must condition it every single day, just like a muscle. Your mind gets stronger the more you train it. This means being intentional about what you consume, what you read, what you listen to, who you surround yourself with. If you're constantly exposing yourself to negativity, fear, and doubt, that's what will dominate your thinking. But if you immerse yourself in inspiration, knowledge, and empowering beliefs, your mind will start working for you instead of against you. And finally, the most important shift of all is realizing that your mindset is a choice. You are not a victim of your past, your circumstances, or your emotions. You have full control over how you think, and how you think determines everything else in your life. The moment you take responsibility for your mindset is the moment you take control of your future. When you make these shifts, scarcity to abundance, problems to solutions, fear to power, you become unstoppable. You no longer wait for life to happen to you. You take control. And that's when real transformation begins. Everything you achieve in life is built on two foundational pillars: energy and focus. Without energy, you don't have the drive to take action. Without focus, you don't have the clarity to move in the right direction. When you lack these two things, even the best strategies, goals, and plans fall apart. But when you master them, you become unstoppable. You wake up every day with purpose, take massive action, and accomplish more in a week than most people do in a month. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they don't have the energy to sustain their efforts. They wake up tired, drag themselves through the day, and rely on caffeine or external motivation to keep going. But high achievers operate differently. They take control of their physical, mental, and emotional energy, making sure they are always performing at their peak. If you want to transform your life, you must first transform your energy. The first step is mastering your physiology. Your body is your vehicle for success, and how you treat it determines how far you can go. If you constantly feel sluggish or exhausted, it's not because you're broken, it's because of the habits you've conditioned into your body. Your energy is a reflection of how you move, what you eat, and how you rest. The simplest way to shift your energy instantly is to change how you use your body. Stand up tall, breathe deeply, and move with purpose. Motion creates emotion, and when you change your physical state, you change your mental state. Then look at your fuel. Food is not just something you eat, it's information for your body. When you put in the right nutrients, you give yourself sustained energy. When you fill yourself with processed junk, you create crashes, fatigue, and mental fog. High performers don't eat for taste alone, they eat for performance. They make sure their body is getting what it needs to function at its highest level. If you want to feel unstoppable, start by fueling your body like a high achiever. But energy isn't just physical, it's mental. The thoughts you allow into your mind either give you energy or drain you. Negative thinking, stress, and overwhelm are some of the biggest energy killers. If your mind is constantly filled with doubt, anxiety, or frustration, it doesn't matter how well you eat or how much you exercise, you will still feel drained. That's why mastering your focus is just as important as mastering your body. Most people go through their day in a reactive state. They wake up, check their phone, get distracted by emails, and spend their time responding to other people's demands. Their focus is scattered, and because of that, they never make real progress. But successful people protect their focus like their life depends on it. They don't start their day in reaction mode, they start it with intention. They set clear goals, eliminate distractions, and train their brain to focus on what truly matters. One of the biggest shifts you can make is going from passive attention to active focus. Passive attention is when your mind is constantly jumping from one thing to another. Scrolling through social media, checking notifications, switching between tasks. This kills your ability to concentrate. But when you develop deep focus, you enter a state of flow, where you can accomplish more in a few hours than most people do in an entire day. The key is to set specific blocks of time for deep work, remove distractions, and train your brain to stay locked in on one task at a time. Another critical factor is protecting your environment. Your surroundings shape your energy and focus more than you realize. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, noise, or people who drain you, it will be almost impossible to stay focused and energized. High achievers create an environment that supports their success. They surround themselves with people who challenge and inspire them. They design their workspace to eliminate distractions. They cut out anything that doesn't serve their growth. And finally, there's the power of recovery. Pushing yourself hard is important, but if you don't take time to recharge, you will burn out. Recovery isn't just about sleep. It's about giving your mind and body time to reset. It's about taking short breaks between deep work sessions, stepping away from screens, and doing things that fuel your creativity and passion. The most successful people in the world don't just work hard, they recover hard. They know that true peak performance comes from balancing intense effort with intentional rest. When you master your energy and focus, everything else falls into place. You stop feeling overwhelmed and start feeling powerful. You stop reacting to life and start directing it. And the best part? You don't need months to see a difference. The moment you decide to take control of your energy and focus, you will feel the shift immediately. And once you experience that level of clarity and power, you'll never want to go back. Most people believe that success comes from motivation. They think that if they just feel inspired enough, they'll take action. If they watch the right video, read the right book, or wait for the perfect spark of energy, they'll finally start working toward their goals. But this is one of the biggest lies that hold people back. The truth is, motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, but other days you don't feel like doing anything at all. And if you rely on motivation alone, you'll always be at the mercy of your emotions. This is why discipline is more powerful than motivation. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. It's the ability to take action, not because you're in the mood, but because you made a commitment to yourself. And that's where real transformation happens. The most successful people in the world don't always feel like showing up, but they do it anyway. They train their minds to push through resistance, to keep going when it's uncomfortable, and to build habits that carry them forward no matter what. Think about the difference between an amateur and a professional. Amateurs only work when they feel inspired. If they're tired, distracted, or not in the mood, they find an excuse. Professionals, on the other hand, show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not. They don't negotiate with themselves, they don't let their emotions decide their actions, they have standards, and they follow them no matter what. This is the mindset that separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. One of the most powerful ways to build discipline is to create non-negotiable habits. Most people say they want to work out, read, or wake up early, but they treat these habits as optional. They do them when it's convenient, but the moment life gets busy or things feel difficult, they quit. The key is to remove the option to quit. If you decide that something is important, commit to it fully. Make it a part of your identity. Instead of saying, I'll try to go to the gym, say, I am the kind of person who never misses a workout. Instead of saying, I should read more, say, I am someone who learns every single day. When your habits become who you are, discipline becomes effortless. Another way to strengthen discipline is by controlling your internal dialogue. Most people lose to themselves in their minds before they ever take action. They tell themselves, I'll do it later, I don't have time, or I'm too tired. And the moment they accept those excuses, they've already lost. But discipline comes from mastering that voice inside your head. Instead of letting your thoughts control you, you take control of your thoughts. You tell yourself, I don't care how I feel, I'm doing it anyway. And when you push through those moments of resistance, you train your brain to be stronger than your emotions. The secret to lasting discipline is making it automatic. The more you rely on willpower, the harder it becomes to stay consistent. But if you design your environment in a way that supports your habits, discipline becomes second nature. For example, if you want to wake up early, put your alarm across the room so you have to get out of bed. If you want to eat healthier, remove junk food from your house so you don't even have the option to make a bad choice. If you want to focus more, put your phone in another room while you work. The easier you make it to do the right thing, the less effort it takes to stay disciplined. And finally, the most important part of discipline is learning to trust yourself. Every time you make a promise to yourself and break it, you weaken your self-confidence. You start to doubt your own ability to follow through. But every time you keep a commitment, no matter how small, you build an unshakable belief in yourself. You start to see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who doesn't make excuses, someone who does what they say they're going to do. And once you develop that level of trust in yourself, nothing can stop you. At the end of the day, discipline is the foundation of every great achievement. It's what separates those who succeed from those who give up. And the best part, discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Every time you choose to take action, instead of making an excuse, you're strengthening your ability to push forward. Every time you refuse to quit, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who is unstoppable. And when discipline becomes your default, success is inevitable.